What's up, guys? Welcome back to Chiefs Chat, and welcome back to another edition of Privileged Chiefs Fan Cries About Losing a Meaningless Game. Today's edition, the Green Bay Packers, okay? It's always embarrassing for the Chiefs, just embarrassing for me as a Chiefs fan to lose because we're regarded as one of the best, if not the best. But it's even more embarrassing when, it's against a team who nobody in their right mind would ever pick to beat the Chiefs. Yet, that is exactly what happened here with the Packers. Got to give props to them. I can sit here and cry and pout about the officiating in that game. But that is not what lost us this contest. Offense, same struggles we've had, even though we looked efficient for most of the game. We just can't punch in touchdowns. We're struggling with turning the ball over, okay? And then the defense, man, we took a step back. We really did. We just took a step back in this game against the Packers. This was probably the worst performance that I've seen from this defense all season. Not to say that it was necessarily bad, but it wasn't great, And a lot of that had to do with the fact that we were missing players. Justin Reed was out for a few plays. Of course, Drew Tranquil was out for most of the game, including Brian Cook, another player who was out due to an ankle injury. So, we weren't at our best. We weren't healthy, and we struggled. We struggled quite a bit against this Packers offense who, hasn't been great this season. Let's be honest. They haven't been very good, but they had some success against us, and, they won the game. Got to give them props for that. But yeah, back to the officiating. As I said, I'm just not typically one to complain about, the refs missing calls or making incorrect calls. But when it's something that egregious, it's hard not to just be frustrated. It's just really, really tough. That's all I can really say about that situation. I think we all knew that it was a pass interference. It would have been called 9 times out of 10. This is just the one time in which, the Chiefs, unfortunately, we couldn't get that call. For whatever reason, the officials decided it's not a pass interference, even though it was. But, it's okay. I've come to the realization that it's okay, We're 8-4. The two teams that are in front of us right now are the Dolphins and the Ravens, and we have a tiebreaker over both of those teams, considering that the Chiefs have a better record within the AFC conference. That was another NFC team that we just lost to in the Packers, so that's definitely good for us. And so all we really need is to win out, and then have either the Dolphins, both the Dolphins and the Ravens, lose at least one game, so that we can get the number 1 seed and get that first round bye, which is absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. We've seen it quite a few times with this Chiefs team. Last season, our last loss of the entire season was the Bengals, and then we just went undefeated straight through the Super Bowl. That can absolutely happen again, And I know the offense, maybe it's not as explosive as it was last year, and the defense maybe a little bit on the decline, given the fact that we have some injuries. All that considered, I still believe that we have the ability to pick things back up and win out. I absolutely believe that. Once we get past the Bills next week, which, they are 6-6, don't let that fool you, though. The Bills are still a good team. Once we get past that game, I think it's smooth sailing. I really do, So I think it's absolutely possible that we win out. Given the fact that our defense, maybe not this past couple of games, but they have been so far this season really, really good. Definitely the best since the Patrick Mahomes era. And then pair that with the fact that we've got Patrick Mahomes. We've got the guy himself. He showed in this game against the Packers, even though it was a loss, he showed that he's able to, bounce back, do some good things, put us in a position to potentially win the game, even though it didn't end up happening. We know Patrick Mahomes has that ability. So that's something. And then I think that the big piece of this puzzle that we can really, take and just run with. Isaiah Pacheco has been incredible. Definitely the best running back we've seen on this football team since Patrick Mahomes took over as the starter. Undoubtedly. Isaiah Pacheco, man, what a great game he had against the Packers. And I remember saying this a couple of weeks ago. If only this offense had a guy who could carry the ball 20 times a game, get 100 yards, get a touchdown, 5 yards per carry. If only we had that guy. And boom, he's emerged right in front of our eyes. He's, potentially one of the best running backs in football. If you ask me, I think he's top 10, maybe top 5. I think he's great. I really do think he's phenomenal. And he's a guy who, obviously Patrick Mahomes being on our team, we've been a pass-first offense. But now we're kind of turning into a run-first offense because Isaiah Pacheco just gives us a nice burst of energy, man. He gives us a nice edge that we can play off of. I mean, the play action has been working really well in this Chiefs offense. It worked really well against the Packers. And man, I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of 1st and 10s where we're giving it to Pacheco, we're letting him cut that in half, and then boom, picking up first downs. When it's 2nd and 5, pretty easy for this offense. So I'm really, really happy about that. Feeling really encouraged by the fact that number 10 has been incredible. And Rashee Rice had another pretty nice game. We've just got young guys on this team who are looking to be big pieces of a championship winning team. And that's exactly what I think the Chiefs can be this season, despite what they'll tell you. I truly believe, and that's the main thing. An organization isn't going to succeed unless people believe in that organization. And come on, we have no reason to lose belief in this fantastic team. 8-4, looking like another great season for this squad. We just gotta, take this one on the chin, keep going. I believe we can do it. The Bills, they're a tough opponent. But we've seen the Chiefs bounce back before this very season, bouncing back from a loss against the Broncos and then boom, absolutely dominating. Well, I say dominating, but the score maybe didn't reflect that. But, winning in Germany against the Dolphins. I mean, what a game that was. We've shown the ability to bounce back. I think we do it in a big way against this Bills team. So I'm pretty excited for that. Let me know what you guys think about this Chiefs team. And I will see you guys in the next Chiefs chat. Peace out.